circumstances, generally I would agree it's a bitch move. Yeah. But you know, I have to keep the peace in this room. Point here is, there was a ref who lost the position to him.
Yes.
Oh yes, they go through the metal detector. Everyone goes through the metal detector, and they're like, okay, no knives. And oh, referee? Yes, of course you have a knife. It's part of your uniform.
That's just old knife referee Lucas. This is thing.
Do they have a like a standard issue knife?
Hey,
service knife for all referees.
So
what?
July 2nd, 1994. Andres Escobar was murdered 10 days after scoring an own goal that ended Colombia's World Cup hopes. Gunned down in the parking lot, the killers shouted, "Goal!"
Oh my gosh,
that is
terrible.
That is so funny.
There's someone.
Go! Bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, 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 bang.
The guy deserves a lesser sentence.
I mean, that guy is so petty that he's shouting. He's shouting his end line, knowing the man he killed will hear it. That's just for other people around.
Wait, the guy's already dead, or is he?
He shot him and then said, "Go!"
Maybe he did it simultaneously, like walked up and started firing and said, "Go!" Bang, 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 bang. And he
Windy?
He deserved it.
Yeah, it was windy here yesterday too. I tried flying my drone and I was so windy I couldn't keep it. I couldn't control it. I ended up having to go up on my roof and get it off the roof because it crashed.
Let me see this again because it looks like he deliberately scored in his own net. In which case, you have to shoot.
It's got an ad, right?
Oh, really? It's got an ad?
Benchmark knives.
Yeah. We don't have like premiums.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so he kicks it. Oh, he's trying to stop it. Yeah.
He was trying to stop it, kick it out, but he scored. And he died 10 days later.
Wow. I mean, that part's not funny. But but the part that is funny is that the guy who did it, like, it's just funny to think of a petty murderer.
Yeah. The goal is that's like.
We don't tend to murder over pettiness in the States. You know, it tends to be like big issues, like close-handed issues. There, they do it over a goal.
Maybe it was the actual broadcaster.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm sure we have some pretty petty murderers here.
Go!
Like he adds a little flair to it.
Wow, it is a different culture over there. But, you know, all cultures are equal.
This is personal.
Yeah. Okay. Hipster or hobo, the rules, explain them to him and we'll play them along with chat.
I'm going to show a still image, and you'll have to guess whether it's a hipster or hobo, and then I'll play the answer.
All right, let's go. Here's the first one. Okay, is that a hipster or a hobo? Josh, what do you think?
Hipster. Hipster.
That is, I mean, you can see her roots. I'm gonna go. Oh boy, I'm gonna go hipster. Hipster because of no reason. I have no good reason.
Now, is that shadow, a scar, or a makeup choice on her lip? I'm confused.
I think that's a tattoo.
It's a tattoo?
I think that's a right here.
Bad idea.
I think it's a tattoo, which makes me think hipster. The tattoo, the dumb tattoo, makes no sense.
Well, don't explain all your work.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Let's give our answers and then we'll explain our work. Gerald?
I'm definitely doing hipster.
Yeah, and this one could be both. That's the thing. It could be both. It could be a hipster who then you live so long as a hipster, you find yourself turned into a hobo.
Yeah.
Did Batman say
if
that?
that is a tattoo, if that is a well, the new Batman is a hipster, like Robert Pattinson. I don't want to be the Dark Knight. Then stop.
Yeah, that wasn't making you douche.
Although I have to say this, I used to not like Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I'm a big Colin Farrell fan now. That guy kind of got over his demons and doesn't seem to take himself very seriously, and he was very good at Batman. Colin Farrell. Did you see it?
No.
No, he was the Penguin. He was pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
And he doesn't seem to take himself super seriously. He's kind of like he was a sex symbol. I'm going to say hipster as well, just because the fact that you can see the roots means that she had the money to dye it at some point. And I would like to think that if you're a hobo, you know, and you're prioritizing your expenses, hair dye wouldn't be chief amongst.
You steal it in California and it's under $990.
That's true.
That's true. That couldn't get my point.
The dreads look like they're curated.
They do a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like dread bedhead.
There's got to be some kind of like famous singer, right? Who, I mean, I know the cleft palate tattoo is kind of an awkward choice, but nonetheless.
She also looks a little bit like a hipster or hobo Amanda Nunez. Couldn't get a side.
There you go. There you go.
But I am willing to bet that when we zoom out, this is a lady who has a tough day at airport security. Let's continue.
All right, so all three say hipster.
Hipster. Skull.
Come on!
Tampons?
Yeah, that is the poster child for free tampons.
Never heard of fast food napkins?
Somebody rip out that nose ring.
Her
Sorry.
hat just said skull.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty generic.
And it's on her.
I've got one that says femur.
Yes. Yeah, but do you
Is
wear
it
it
a
on
knee
your leg?
pad?
Mine was tibia.
No, that's funny. She did put it on her skull,
Yeah.
like just in case.
I said that a second ago. You're getting tool man?
I actually had a friend, and I feel bad about this because he was kind of a hipster, good guy, but he was going to get a tattoo, and the tattoo he was going to get was the Weezer symbol,
Okay.
and I was like, man, don't get the Weezer symbol because he goes, why? I go, because I've seen you kind of cycle through bands, and what if you don't like them? You know, what if you don't like them? And by the way, you're gonna have to answer for the rest of your life why you got a Wonder Woman tattoo. People are going to be confused. So Weezer, I was like, just don't. I would think twice. He was like, oh, okay. So then he was going to switch it to the Vans checkerboard.
That's a bad
And I
idea.
was like, I don't think that's a good idea either. He goes, why is that? I said, because, you know, you've only, like, I've had 6 pairs of Van checker. I've never not had them. You've had like 1.5 pairs, really. With one, it was still within the return policy. Like, I don't know how long you're going to have Vans checkerboards. And maybe they stopped making checkerboards. She was like, do you really want to put that on your body? And so he kept going through it until finally, I just wish I would have said nothing because he got a tattoo that just said music.
Oh, wow.
And the U was a different font from everything else because he went to a really cheap tattoo shop. And I was like, you should have just done the Weezer symbol.
That would have been better.
It would have been better off with the note symbol.
Yeah, I know.
You'd have been better off with the tribal band.
It just said music. I was so convincing, but I didn't realize he was going to do that.
You shot down everything.
I really,
So do you like music?
yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Either way, he was getting a fucking tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what the skeleton said music matter. And then he showed it to me. I was like, all right.
He goes into the tattoo. Music. Oh, okay. Yes,
I also got one that says sports.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm
I got mine that says human.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine says haven't leg.
I thought you had it on your back.
In case I forget. It's like memento. But I always forget what to call it.
That's your ankle monitor.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, yes, it's still an ankle.
Yep, it's still an ankle.
Got it.
And I can always add a C if I gain weight. All right, let's grab one. Well, how many do we have? Okay, hipster hubble. Let's go.
I got 4 more. So here
4 more, jeez.
is number 2.
Oh, that's
come
not fair,
on.
guys. You're taking old images. That's clearly a glam shot from a film.
Looks like it's probably going to make us racist.
Yeah.
I don't want to be racist.
By the way, I also found out this weekend that I'm slightly racist against Indians.
Oh, well, you probably shouldn't admit that.
Yeah, I know.
But-
I know.
It's a circle of
Against
trust.
Indian immigrants here who leer at and sexually harass women with no fear of repercussions whatsoever.
So it's more defined.
It's not occasional.
Right.
I'm going to. You've dealt with this here. Like they
Don't bring me
leer,
into your
they
racist
leer, and then they have no problem just get. If we're going to talk about Me Too culture, I can't tell you how many times inappropriate advancements to women from Indian gentlemen. You're like, what are you doing?
Dude.
You don't get in their face and ask them why they're doing that loudly so everyone hears?
Well,
That's what I do. Hey, what are you doing? Are you looking at my wife?
No, not
You want to
looking.
fuck my wife?
I don't know. I don't know. No, it was
Just be loud and obnoxious. They people stop doing that.
I wouldn't do it
Ask
for
them if
looking.
Ask them if they want to rape you.
Yeah.
You trying to? Are you being violent right now while you're hitting them?
Yes.
Say,
All right.
Right back.
Doing to my fist.
are you hitting my hand with your face, sir?
It just seems like I don't know, this current wave here around this general area, they're not anchored in our sort of social norms. We were at a play area with the
little.
yeah, little ones, and I won't say, but the point is they're my family, right? So there are women and men.
Right.
So we have a table, we have the kit for the children with all the bottles and the wipes and everything, and then there were also like a purse, and there was also some whatever, I don't know, keys. Table, and also, what do you call that thing that holds up the pizza number? That is like number 16. I don't know what you call
Table
it.
tent.
Table what?
Table tent.
Table tent? I guess that's what
It's
it is.
not that, but it's close.
So
Go ahead.
that was there. We're waiting, and we're playing with the kids, and we come out, and there's an Indian guy sitting there on his laptop, and we're so like, hey, those are our bags and everything there, and the number, for the pizza. He goes, oh yes, I saw it, and I sat down.
What a piece of shit.
And I said, you have to leave now. Now? Oh, okay. Like he was still trying to push it.
Oh.
I need a place to work.
And and interaction like this happened like 2, 3, 4 times. I'm not saying it's malice. It's just kind of like, stealing your place in a parking spot. It seems like they come from a culture. It's like, I screw you this time, you'll probably screw me next time, and we let the cards fall where they may.
That's
Oh, that's karma.
Evidence there, then
You know, hey, I'm
dance
just.
up.
It's a cultural difference. I do appreciate that they put student driver stickers up on the car. All right, let's grab
One of the most
Back to the picture.
whatever.
I'm gonna say hipster just because I don't want to be racist.
Hobo.
I think it's too old to be a hipster.
Hobo.
Well, hipsters used to call them hipsters in the 50s, like the greasers. They would call them
I
hipsters.
see.
So, all right, you say hobo, you
He's
say
a
hobo.
hipster. He's in a movie playing.
I don't know. He's wearing a collared shirt though. Let's go hipster.
Okay, let's go. You go hipster, you go hobo, I go hipster. Let's go. The
Here's
answer.
the answer.
Hipster.
2024.
Wow, this was from the 80s. I thought it was from the 70s or 80s, like from Escape from Alcatraz.
It looked like it.
We just zoomed in on it so much.
Wow.
It kind of looked like remember the Samuel Jackson movie where he ties up white women at the trailer, or what it is?
Oh, Black Snake Moan?
That's the one.
Yeah, Black
it looked like a clip out of that.
Yeah, it did. Wait, so you said hipster?
I did.
So we got a point. You said hobo.
Yes.
What was the first one?
We all got it same.
We all got it wrong.
Everybody got it wrong.
That's right. We all got it wrong. Okay. So Josh and I are in the lead, and of course, to be the champ, you have to beat the champ. All right. Let's
Okay,
go
well-
to. Was that 3 or those 2?
That was 2.
All right. We have 2 more.
Number,
Hipster hobo.
we have 3 more.
Oh, okay.
Here's number 3.
Well, that's not fair. That's just
That's
a
a chicken. Oh, that's a person.
And
Okay.
I noticed whoever's picking these pictures has a thing for exposed roots.
Yeah. Looks like somebody's making some catty remarks here.
Yeah, it does.
How do we do this one?
I don't know. This is just a wild guess at this point.
Oh wait, can we judge by the hair?
So look, you see exposed roots, you see it ratty, but then you also see baseball cap.
Take us down, Tim. I want to see the full picture.
Okay.
It doesn't make it any
Doesn't
better.
help. Doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help at all.
Hair.
What do you say, Joe?
I don't care.
Gerald gives up.
Hipster. Hipster.
What do you say, Josh?
Hipster.
I say hipster.
Okay, just tiebreaker. I'm going to say hobo because let's be honest, this could go either way,
Good. Yeah.
and it's a white person, so I feel safe saying hobo because I won't be blamed for it.
Here you go.
All right.
I don't know.
Hipster. That one is a hipster, you see. He cut himself on the council.
Very
Why
nice.
the back of their head? That's not enough information.
Because if they show the cupping, it would reveal too much. The cupping marks.
Well,
By the way,
show
it
the-
does nothing. Nothing.
If you show maybe just the top of the cupping mark, maybe it looks like a tattoo.
Yeah, it's basically hickeys.
It is.
It's hickeys over your back. It doesn't increase circulation. It just creates a little hickey because of the capillary. It's not actually doing anything. I get that you think it's all cool of Mr. Miyagi, and you get to see a little smoke in the cup, and they go, nothing, nothing. And you see fighters doing this, and athletes like, yeah, the cupping really helped me. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's a placebo effect.
Yeah.
It's a placebo effect. All right,
I think
so
that's
Josh,
the crack in the windshield.
No, we shouldn't.
Yep, that's crack. That's crack.
I don't
Chip.
follow the disciplinary method of rewarding you for doing what's expected of you anyway. If you go potty, you don't get treats. You get the satisfaction of knowing that you're an adult.
I do.
How's that
treats.
working?
It's happening.
By the way, you need to clean my office bathroom.
Okay.
We have 2 more. All right, let's
Two
go to
more.
the next one. Let's see, hipster hobo.
Oh yeah.
Again,
This one, it's not fair because we can't do it with black people.
Tilman Omar's daughter.
We're not allowed.
I'm gonna go hobo.
Whoa! You just leaned right into it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Gerald?
Hobo.
It does look like the moon kind of though,
It's
doesn't
the
it?
eye for me.
On camera.
It's other things. But
I'm going.
This windshield's been replaced once and repaired twice.
no, that's not.
I'm going to say hipster. Why? Here's why. First off, because he's black and I don't want to be accused of being racist.
That's first.
Also, that's not the way that one would appropriately wear that hat. It looks like there was a lot of thought that went into creating the arch of the hat for no apparent reason. And the background looks kind of nice. It doesn't look like an alleyway that, would have dirty needles. It looks like it looks like a nice hipster alleyway that they could depict it so they could seem sort of rough. They could
It
seem gritty.
seems reasonable, but I think you're wrong.
I think it's hobo on the streets of New York.
It could be, but I would never say that because I think it's wrong to hate. What's the answer?
There's the answer.
That one is a hipster. That makes you both really racist. useless.
No.
Yeah, it does.
I
Yes,
said
it does.
Third thing.
Well, what makes me is in a tie with you for first.
That's true. Makes you in a tie with
You
me
have 2
for first.
points.
I have 2 points.
I have 1, so I have 1 chance at redemption to tie. Which
Although I have 2. Wait, that was the 4th one, right?
Fourth.
That was the 4th one, and if only one person gets points on the 4th, they get double points. So I'm actually 1 point ahead.
really?
Yeah. Everyone knows that with the 4th.
That's the 2 to 4 deal.
That's the double point solo round. If you solo get it right, you get double points. Yeah.
Have we seen this rule book, or is this kind of like
Sure, you have it on your
review?
No, you have it on the central computer here.
Ah,
Yeah, you all have access to the
there
rules.
is no central computer. So
I don't get mad at me. I don't make them. I just call them.
Should we be concerned that both men's fashion weeks for spring make ridiculous?
No, I don't think we should be concerned. I think
That
I'm never
Gerald thinks
concerned about
that, yeah.
fashion.
why should we be concerned with what gay men think?
Look at me. I'm not concerned with fashion ever.
Look at fashion week.
Equal shirt. Hey, by the way, that better not be on Crowder's.
It sounds like you want it there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting.
It sounds.
I think you're.
I think that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting that from you. And look at what fashion magazines do to beautiful women. They make them ugly.
They do.
If you look at Fashion Week, like, hey, that's a good-looking woman. Let's put her in a trash bag and give her Oscar the Grouch unibrow makeup. I don't know why you care.
They're never happy. None of these women ever look happy.
No, they're never.
Oh, look at our clothes. They're French for some reason. Look at our clothes. You should wear them. They make you sad. Yes. You will not be happy if you wear this uncomfortable shirt.
Yes, if you want to be happy, that's for the go Abercrombie and Fitch people. Go do that. Here we are sad. It's ironic. What? Go out there, be miserable.
I need the cigarette.
All right, let's grab one final chat. Sorry,
Okay.
chat. One final picture of hobo.
All right, last one.
Star. Ha
What is that?
That
There's
is
a booger.
There is a booger.
Boogers.
There are boogers.
that is the guy who's in the cover band playing the fair.
Yes. Yeah.
Nirvana replacement lead singer.
This is a hobo.
Yeah. What do you
Look
say?
at the sadness in his eyes.
What do you say, Gerald?
Hipster. I'm going hipster.
I'm going to say hobo, and of course I'm in the lead with a point. So the best anyone can hope for is tie, which would go to the champs. That's a foregone conclusion. I'm going to say I'm going to say hobo because of the marks on the face and the booger. I think it was a hipster who then turned into a hobo because his dad was fed up.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Interesting backstory.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
He was a hipster, and his dad was like, you know what? You want to dress like a hobo? You're going to be a hobo.
One of those
There you go.
Portland hipsters.
Yeah.
They become homeless.
Exactly.
It's cool. It's like the ultimate hipster.
Right. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then eventually he gets a haircut, and he joins like a military academy, and his dad welcomes him back with open arms.
Oh,
It's
there you go.
a success story.
Sure. I mean, sure he develops a drinking habit, but the point is, we all have our vices.
Yeah, everybody's got one.
Let's see the answer.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey. It's 3 points for me.
Wait, did you get it?
Yeah, I said hobo.
And I got it too, so I also get 3 points.
No, I got 3 points total.
Oh, 3 points. Yeah, I thought
You get 1 point for this, but you already have
that's right.
3 points. You have 4
I
points.
have 4 points.
I get second place, and unfortunately, Gerald is always.
Well, yeah, but you know what though? You did pretty well.
I did pretty well. I'm proud.
Second is the best.
I don't know why I even play.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, we're not.
You play so I can win something.
Gerald, sometimes it's not about the things that we want. It's about being grateful for the things that we have. And in your case, that's a 100% losing record. But the
Yeah.
fact that you still get to try, you have that in you. No one can take that away from you. We're going to keep fostering that.
You take it
Keep
away
building
every
on
time.
that. Yeah.
And consistency is key.
Consistency is key, and he is what's happening right now is one of these days he is going to, I wouldn't say flourish into a butterfly, but he's going to be a slightly bigger caterpillar. You know when they get like the mucus on them as they are like mid metamorphosis? That's what you're gonna be if you keep doing what you're doing, and you know what? That's something to look forward to. This has been Hipster. Couple of because we're going to be doing, because we ran out of ideas.
Are we gonna do it?
if we do it this year, it'll either be the 8th or 9th year.
My
You
first.
should pick like one week. Just do 1 week because we've done so many.
We've done all the countries. Last
Yeah.
year we did states. But think about that. Hipster Hobo, I think, has been here for at least 7 of those years.
Yeah.
It's been around for a very long time. That and Spot the Tranny. Yeah, they've been around for Spot the Tranny.
I'm sorry, trans like transgender?
I mean, on network television, that's a good run. For an online program, that's almost unheard of.
And you know what's sad about the Spot the Tranny being on that long is that it hasn't gotten harder
No.
to spot them.
No.
And I feel like with time and advances in technology, it should be harder to tell.
It should be
It's harder to spot the tranny.
to the point.
I should be goddamn horny.
By throwing in a lot of Asians. That does make it tough.
It does make it tough.
Like to live. You know, they always do spiders. They go, oh, the female is larger than the male in many cases. But in most animals, the male is usually larger. But if you were an alien species to come in and study human beings, you would say, well, I guess like the female and male, pretty much the same size.
And
I think that
Yeah.
if aliens came down, because I mean, in theory, they were here before, and this is a product of their work. They'd come down and go, they did it all wrong.
Yes, yes. We built the pyramids for this shit. That's what I
They're ruining everything we worked for.
Yeah. I think if they showed
Start
up.
it over.
Yeah. They wouldn't have it, like, where would they go where they would feel safe? They'd probably just spend their entire time playing like chess with a black guy in the park.
Which is a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. That's what they would do, and then they would leave. And kill us all, of course.
On the way out.
Yeah, on the way in. Unless they run into a little bit of water at Night Shyamalan.
Ah!
The advanced civilization decided to go to the planet that's 70% water, and they get taken out by a garden hose.
Swing away.
It's science.
Felt wrong not to
India.
Not to mention it's in the air. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention the fact that they have advanced, weaponry, and they have invisibility cloaks, right, and plasma force fields, but they can't open a swinging pantry door.
What's this? Yeah. What's this? We're flying through clouds. What are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt
Massive amounts of water.
Shut up, Z452. You have to screw up everything.
that house
Let
has
us enjoy this for once.
misters.
What?
That house has misters. We can't go in there.
Yeah, the ultimate defense, Mister. Yeah, the one person with the broken pipes is the one surviving.
Right.
Yeah, my super didn't come down to fix this. I guess our building's safe.
Better go to the Brazilian coast. You want to like the movie, but it makes it impossible when you look back on it. You're like, there's no way.
It's one of those
It's
movies
still a
you,
good
you
movie.
enjoy it while you watch it.
Yeah,
Right.
All right.
Just critically about it.
Yes, God's real. Swing away. Glasses on the counter. The asthma's fake. All right. Good
Not
movie.
fake ass.
Okay, we get it.
It's just
Aliens and water don't mix, I guess. Plot twist. Okay, let's grab a twist. Twist. Let's grab a check.
Quick
My
callback.
mouth is not working.
I don't
It's
think it's
bizarre.
your brain.
That's my brain's not working. Let's go.
Quick callback point from Coming Kingdom. It says, Quebec is not Canada, sorry. Pepperoni is always on top everywhere else in Canada.
Well,
What? There you go.
I don't know. Hold on a second. I guess you have to tell that to Parliament. Because they do. The government considers Quebec a part of Canada. So as much as you would not like it to be, it is.
He's a separatist.
My gross generalization still stands.
Next chat from CT Dill 25.
It wasn't a much of a question. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was just
No,
a
it was a
correction,
point.
really.
Yes.
Which wasn't a correct.
Question for Steven. Is it safe to say at this point that Mike Johnson sucks and is just another swamp preacher?
You know, it's funny you should ask. I was very surprised. I said, like, I always stay away from hero worship. And I said, you know what? I've been pretty impressed with the guy. But I will say this. Boy, did the tone change from that guy.
Yeah.
All of it just changed completely.
You know why? I think I'm about to say this, and I want to make sure that I'm correct. Donald Trump supported this.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the reasons that Mike Johnson maybe relented and let this move forward.
Yeah. Could be.
He put some loan provisions in, I think is what was said. Like,
I think a lot of it is replenishing our stocks, right?
I know, but it doesn't matter. Like, yes, it is money that is going to go to U.S. manufacturers of these munitions and weapon systems to be able to provide to them. But ultimately, those systems are not staying here. They're going over to them.
Right.
And so it's just a perpetuation of that. And it's like us spending it locally to send stuff over to them.
Do we have the ability to actually see, for example, how much these representatives have invested in stocks of these mortgage rate companies?
Yes.
The exact
It has
amount?
to be public. That has to be public.
Nice employee of the month.
Then we should do that.
Researchers.
Researchers, let's do that and see. Because at a certain point, it really is, I mean, it's not just kind of insider trading, it's insider trading. It's insider trading to the nth degree.
Right.
We're using war for it.
Yeah, exactly. Using
Disgusting.
war and the power of the pen. Like, all right, 60 billion.
It's gross, but also, let me see that portfolio.
Yeah.
I have some extra cash laying around.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something.
Yeah.
I think you can buy like a, I was about to say, what is that? And
You can buy the portfolio of one of
next
these.
other congressman.
Like,
Two, both of them, both
Pelosi.
Pelosi and
Congressman Hall.
Republican counterpart. There's two ETFs that you buy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that invest in what they invest in. It's doing fucking great.
Really?
Great.
Have you done it?
Yeah, of course.
We should do, can you give us the sheets? Can we track it? Let's do it.
We'll invest.
Morning, unindoctrinated.
The company will invest in that ETF and we'll track its performance.
We'll do like 2 or 3 different ones.
Yeah.
And we'll just check in.
For another whole minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
just
set
split
that
it
up.
50-50 and it's like, all right, well, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. That is pretty. Let's get that going. All right.
Make a note, somebody out there.
All right, next chat. Question for the crew from Zonadad17. How do we as a country manage to get out of 30+ trillion in national debt? How is this debt handled and who should be responsible to pay it in the end?
Well, I'm not going to solve that at 11:59 on a Monday. It really is one of those issues where it's so complicated. But I think the most important thing is, like, imagine being an entity, the government, who steals almost half your money, only to go $34 trillion in debt.
Well, they're working on it.
It's like stealing the Hope Diamond and then being homeless. Like, how does it happen? You've already crossed the line where you're going to steal from people. It's ill-gotten gain, and you still can't manage your money.
Can't steal enough.
Yeah, how do we solve it? I don't think there's a difference between the deficit and the debt. It starts with, balancing the budget and not having the deficit that we have. As far as $30-something trillion in debt, either it keeps going or at some point there's going to be some kind of a world war over it, because, let's be honest, at some point we're like, we're not going to do it.
Yeah. And a lot of it's still, institutional stuff. Like there's, if you print money, it's called inflation. If you don't pay it, there's issues.
It's just whenever you say it out loud, you hear all of these potential solutions, and you go, none of them actually require taking our money.
Yes, but all of them are they're catastrophic.
Yes, of course.
To the economy.
There's no good way to go about it. Yeah, I don't really know that we. And here's the thing: I don't think anyone has an interest in even trying to manage it.
No.
It's just not a good campaign platform. Like, hey, I'm going to balance this budget, and we're going to. That means we're all going to have to make cutbacks. That means fewer social programs. That means no, I'm not going to be able to pander to. What does a politician do? They pander to any demographic who will vote for them by promising them stuff. That's the issue. And unless you're just promising freedom, which is kind of a hard sell in 2024, unfortunately, for a huge portion.
They did for me too. I spent all weekend working on my lawn tractor. I got it working good enough to get around the yard 3 times, and it died. So now I called the service people to come pick it up, and they're so booked they can't pick it up till next Wednesday. So I'm gonna leave it out front with the keys in it until they pick it up or somebody steals it. I'm kind of hoping somebody steals it, that way I can just claim it on my insurance. Get a new one. So
I mean, just take the resources. They could defend it.
it was cool last night, but yeah, it's supposed to get up near 70 today. Here anyway.
For the entire country, I don't care where it's at, in British Columbia. There's still.
Unfortunately, nobody's gonna steal it. It's gonna sit there until next Wednesday.
For God's sake.
I guess it's not unfortunate. I live in a pretty decent neighborhood, but you never know. People travel to steal sometimes. So
Take over Canada. Canada, if the rest of you take over Quebec. Okay? Clean house. Do it yourself.
all right, let me see here. Gotta play one of my other normals. Whoa. this. Wow. Some Crash 'em up derby cars there. '77. Nice. Yeah. Some good Alex Rosen over the weekend. Some Predator poachers.
A couple of other gag orders, and basically the whole litany of garbage that they have been orchestrating against Trump. They said, well, we've got all this bad stuff Trump has done. We're like, hello.
Yeah, I could have.
Matthew Colangelo, you were involved in a lot of that. Yeah, I know. My best friend. Hey.
You're right, I could have.
So anyways, the judge ruled on that. We'll see what the judge said about it. So apparently, if Trump is testifying, he will allow Trump to be asked about Eugene Carroll. Wow, interesting. So I didn't know that. I thought I saw on X someone said that he was not going to be allowed to be asked about that. So civil fraud verdict might be fair game, and that is the grab by the purse in the burn purse. So, all right, about the case, we know Trump 34 felony counts, all bookkeeping crimes, spreadsheet crimes. So Michael Cohen sent Trump an invoice, Trump entered into a ledger, something that his team did, and then cut a check for every single one of those. Felony, 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 felony. So we're on a break. Trump looks at report.
You had to go to bed anyway.
As he exits the court.
Yeah, I didn't smoke much at all over the weekend.
Donald Trump's leaving the courtroom. He's looking at the reporters. The reporter, you can tell, he's like, I have to report this. This reporter's reporting, and he's looking at it. He's looking at me. Report that. Trump did not make any statements until after the opening arguments. The judge said, you will put aside whatever views you have of President Trump. Did he say president? Wow. Oh wait, it's Todd Blanche who said that. I thought it was the judge. No, I was going to say, the judge would never say that. This wasn't my opinion.
Yeah, I don't smoke before work either, so.
Blanche, you will put aside whatever views you have of President Trump, he tells the jury as the opening statement. You told all of us, you told the court, you told me, you will put aside whatever views you have of President Trump. And I'm like, yeah, right. Sure. I'm like, you're right. I can't wait to write a book about this and talk to Jen Psaki on MSNBC. Blanche told them, he says, use your common sense, okay? We're New Yorkers. That's why we're here. We trust you to decide this case on the evidence. If you do that, there will be a very swift not guilty verdict. And he was prefacing this. He said, you know, you're going to hear from this guy called David Pecker, the former chairman of National Enquirer's Parent Company. There's no scheme here. Unless a scheme means something that doesn't matter, you know, that's not illegal. This catch and kill nonsense. No scheme. So listen to his testimony. We'll walk through it. So I encourage you to listen to Pecker's motivation. He wants to sell magazines when he testifies. And when you hear from Stormy Daniels, you're going to hear she made a life off her communications. Maybe she publicly denied an affair in writing. Okay, Blanche also added, you know, in the years leading up to 2016 when Stormy was becoming irrelevant, she saw her chance.
30! What up, brother?
Now, she owes Trump $600,000.
We're going to be in Pittsburgh this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Leaving Sunday. I got a B&B in Carnegie.
Yeah, I think she had no idea what was written on the invoices, how the payments were booked, or about the checks. Plus, maybe she
Oh, we're going to go up there Friday evening or afternoon. Chill for a bit.
He says Cohen's financial livelihood. So this is Michael Cohen, same thing. Cohen's written several books. He pops up.
And technically both Sunday too, because we're going to leave Sunday morning. But yeah,
You cannot make a serious decision about President Trump relying on the words of Michael Cohen. We had some objections in here. 2 objections. Trump's attorney says Cohen's obsessed with him. It's true. they objected to Michael Cohen. He said, he's a perjurer. Objection sustained. You can't say that. What? So we're going to have to zoom in on that. We're going to see a better city press when we come back on this. Michael Cohen's obsessed with Trump, he says. God won't leave him alone. He's got a goal.
Yeah, I just have to replace a computer, a laptop. Oh, I got to order it. Shit. Yeah, I just have to replace a laptop out there.
So we'll keep our eye on it. Oh, Pecker just entered the court. So we'll come back. We'll keep our eye on it now. Got some other stories related to this. This is pretty nuts. So take a look at this. And we talked about lawfare. We talked about it regularly. That's exactly what we're talking about. But we have commented on the amount of money, right? What it costs. And the government is currently being funded by us, it's our tax dollars, all in these same whatever that is, which is
why aren't you mod on this channel?
Their components, but they have an endless spigot of money, and the Trump money is very simple. They'll lob that Trump money.
Yeah, we're just gonna play by ear, man. So we'll let you decide if you even want to come over to the place that we're staying, or if you want to go meet somewhere for dinner or whatever.
Just compare and contrast the Robert Hur report, the special counsel that was investigating Joe, versus the Jack Smith special counsel. Investigating Trump.
It's an apartment, I think, actually. It's not even a house, I don't think. The original one I was looking at was a house, but then the guy fucking changed the dates on me. I wanted Friday night and Saturday night, and after my order came through and I got my receipt, why didn't that change? I already changed it. That is mod. Standard.
It is.
Okay, there it goes.
The government funding
Carnegie area,
themselves to take out the institutional.
So I think it's an apartment. Pretty nice. It's got parking and stuff though. It's tiny, I think, though. I mean, we don't need nothing huge. Bigger than a hotel room and cheaper.
And if the government's going to spend $1, you're going to have to spend $2, $3, $5.
Unless they won't give us. Pets are good.
Has now dropped $76 million. And think about how many offices that could create. Right? Divide that by 6 battleground states. It's worth $10 million a pop. Boom, 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 boom. $10 million. Stand that up. Drop $10 million between now and November. That's $1 million a month. Boom, boom, boom. Hiring people, getting out the vote, registering people, whatever. Okay, so that's $1 million a month per battleground state that theoretically this could be going to. And that's a lot. That's not insignificant at all. So now it's going to a legal defense. Not only that, but Trump is bogged down in these locations. He's not able to go campaign, which creates energy, creates enthusiasm, get out the vote, so on and so forth. So check this, $76 million on his legal fees since January of 2023, about 26% of the total raised for the ex-president, a quarter of the money coming in, going back out. This is the latest in the sign that his court battles are draining his cash, all intentional. At the same time, political groups, including super PACs for Joe, have raised even more, $413 million versus $326 million. Now, Biden groups have $188 million cash on hand. Trump's $122 million. Trump simply cannot keep up with them, said Biden campaign managers. Yeah. He's simply too lazy. Give you a break. He's in court. Trump's legal spending is larger than his cash deficit, right? And, remember, if we rewind the clock back to 2020 in the aftermath of that election when time came out.
Well, it's actually Verbo, but same thing, yeah.
Whatever they did. Which, we know you did it. How we rigged it. Like with their bloody gloves on. How we rigged it if we did it. Jeez. So.
Morning, Jedi.
They're doing it again. Right? I think that there's a lot going on in the conservative movement. We've got a lot of division going on. It feels like there's maybe some harmony amongst the right. So when you have that, plus the lawfare, plus the institutional corruption of government funding all of this, it's a really bad storm to be in the middle of. Now Trump has to come out of pocket to defend himself. That is money that cannot be reinvested back into
traditional campaigning. First former president to face fake criminal charges. Trump said they're not
Didn't do
after
nothing.
you.
Yeah.
And of course, it's an uphill battle.
Didn't do nothing.
So we're looking at election polls. This is
Yeah, I worked on the tractor all weekend trying to get it cut so I could cut the grass. And then it died on me after going around the lawn 2 times.
Down a little bit, I would say, actually, significantly. But I think
Ooh, both
what you're
enders,
seeing
those
right now is
suck.
that abortion effect, as we
Yeah, I hope
talked
you're feeling
about
better,
in
bud. I hope
Arizona.
that tummy feels better.
And it's a hot issue. Arizona just, our legislature had a moment to put this to bed. They didn't do that, and I think it's still going to continue to be an issue for a while. So Arizona, right? If Arizona flips back over to undecided or leans blue, that's a problem. So we got our work cut out for us here. But this might be just a normal ebb and flow of the cycle, and a lot of people are predicting, more ebbs and flows, more economic ups and downs, and
White birch.
if the war situation continues to
Man, they
escalate,
cut that tree down, and then they chopped it all up.
There's a lot of other things that could happen. So I don't think it's.
Well, yeah, a couple of things. The battery's not doing all that great. I had to charge it forever just to get it to turn over. So it's probably got to replace the battery. One of the fuel lines is dry rotted. Once I did get it running, it was literally squirting fuel out and out. Kind of patched that real quick until I could get a new hose. And then after going around 2 times, the power was just gone. It just had no power. It could barely I was on full throttle and it was barely running. So I turned off the PTO real quick to the blades and got it back near the house before it died. And then my normal people that come and pick it up to repair it, they're so busy this time of year they can't pick it up till next Wednesday. So I'll probably call around and get somebody to come out and cut the grass this week.
So it's
Which will be about $200 because
a
it's
bigger
an
swing.
acre and a half.
And there's questions about whether RFK is causing this or what's going on. But it's strange because then other polls will show that people don't like Joe Biden at all. So we'll listen to this clip in a minute, but here's a background on it. The share of voters who say they have a high interest in this new election has hit a 20-year low. People are just kind of checking out.
Yeah, always
Majority
something.
holding negative views of both Joe Biden and Trump. And
I got to deal with the holes. I figured out a solution to keep the dogs from digging once I refill where they've been digging.
We're not really considering all that much. Just not.
I did some research, and they're saying to just lay chicken wire over the seed in the dirt, and that way they don't dig in those spots where the chicken wire is at.
Disinterested, but not disengaged.
I was like, wow, that's a pretty smart
I
idea.
support Trump, whatever, but I'm not necessarily.
Just got to make sure that I pull up the chicken wire before once the grass starts to pop up.
To basically the entire left. So if you take the entire audience and you split it up, what kind of audience do you have? Anybody who's blue is going to be interested in this. You'll maybe have disinterested Democrats, but they'll still be semi-interested. I think the disinterested anti-Trumpers
I use my signal
is
to do that.
smaller than the disinterested pro-Trumpers. But when you continue to split this up,
Really? I didn't know that either.
Will there be a segment on the right that just becomes neutralized?
Well, these guys are fucking
They
idiots.
just say, I just can't take it. I don't know what Trump did, but I don't care.
The young German Shepherd we got has all
How
of
big
them
that
doing it now.
Group will there be? Because they're always trying.
The other two we had, they just be little mole holes and stuff like that. They dig up a mole, but I've got fucking
keep people who would regularly go to
trenches.
polls
They
and
fucking
dig
found a
holes,
pipe
just kind of
that I don't even know what it goes to.
Stay home. It's dangerous out there. So maybe supporting a convicted felon, as it is, right? It's a little dangerous.
Yeah, they'll
It just
dig 1 foot over.
neutralizes people. So, and you're seeing this in the polls. So maybe that's what's showing the Biden margin, right? We're trying to pin this down. Is it abortion? What's going on? Because the Democrats also seem to be pretty fractured.
I'll check
are
that
having
out.
protests now at.
But still, I got to repair. I mean, literally, it's right off of our deck
So the
too,
poll also shows
which
Biden
also
was
needs to be
trending
replaced.
previously to just 2 points, and an improvement with the margin of error compared to previous surveys.
One thing after another with this
Tight
fucking
head-to-head
house.
matchup
That's one thing
between
about
Biden
owning a
and
house,
Trump.
man.
can see.
I mean, I could put a good $30,000 into this house right now.
So, yeah, Biden's kind of, coming back a little bit. And it finds inflation and immigration are atop the list. But what stands out is how the low voter interest exists and how the independent candidate, RFK Jr., scramble, but it's pretty much been a stable presidential contest. Now with more than 6 months left to go. While Trump holds a 2-point edge over Biden head-to-head, Biden leads Trump 2 points in a 5-way ballot test with Kennedy. I don't think Biden's done as much as president as some people have said. I just don't feel like I have a candidate I'm deciding to vote for. Another poll respondent from New Jersey declined to provide her name. Says, I'm not voting. Our candidates are...
Well, we don't get deer in the yard. I mean, they could easily jump our fence, but...
Democratic pollster Jeff Horwick, which is wild. It's like, okay.
With the dogs, we don't even get squirrels in the backyard. We get them in the front yard, but not in the backyard.
Who conducted the survey? Said Americans don't agree on much these days, but nothing unites the country more than their desire to tune this election out. So if people are...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is I'm going to have to pay somebody to do it.
As much dirt on Trump.
That's why it's going to be so expensive to do.
So in the court of law, court of public opinion.
If I just had a different fucking schedule, if I had the schedule I had 2 years ago, I would have time. I used to be able to come home from work and then cut the grass. There's no way that happens now.
34 rate themselves highly interested. I think that's actually good for the right. If the young voters are not interested...
Doc does Dex channel.
So anyways, some more polls there, and there was an interesting...
Yeah, I mean, if I was just back on day shift, I'd be fine. I'd be good. Be done at like 5 or 6 o'clock.
It's viewed favorably across Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. The exit polls, what do we see? 50% of voters view Joe Biden on average favorably in those states, compared to just 45% for Donald Trump. Look at the Joe Biden trend line where he is now. Joe Biden is far less liked than he was 4 years ago. Just 43% of voters now view Joe Biden favorably in these states. And Donald Trump, despite everything that has happened, everything that has happened, is actually slightly more liked. 47% favorable rating. So this isn't just a lesser...
Yeah, despite all the bullshit.
The fact is that Donald Trump is in fact better liked than he was 4 years ago, and is better liked than Joe Biden is right now in these battleground states. It's pretty gosh darn clear.
Okay, so we got them shocked. Maybe they should have done it. Maybe they should have done it. So that's a pretty interesting clip. Tight race, battleground states, Trump's going up. Here is another interesting clip as we're gearing up for the new election. So here, remember in 2020, we're like, this is weird. In 2016, there was a lot of online energy. We had all sorts of weird memes going on. There was like the centipede phenomenon for those of us who were around at that time. We weren't live streaming or doing any shows or anything, but I was observing it. I was, pretty much grinding, building our law firm at the time. And we were watching the energy online. 2020, a lot of that was not in existence. And we were watching people get suppressed and silenced over COVID. We were watching ourselves get strikes when we did start to stream in the aftermath of COVID, in the run-up to the election. And so it was a very strange time. And I'm not sure that anything has really ultimately changed. We've had the Twitter files that got leaked, and we saw some questions lobbed to the FBI about it. But FISA just got passed again. No repercussions for Elvis Chan or any of CISA, as far as I know, right? I think they're all kind of still in existence. We had the Disinformation Governance Board, which was set up after 2020, and then that got kind of rolled back over into, dispersed outrage about that. So has anything really changed, or are the intelligence agencies literally still working with defense? And remember that even the lawsuit from Louisiana and Missouri that was working its way up to the Supreme Court, I think, has been stayed pending oral arguments whenever those were scheduled. But they were allowed, in other words, this interface was continued to be allowed pending the outcome of what SCOTUS had to say. So as we gear into 2024, this new election cycle, this is Mark Warner, Democrat, saying it's all voluntary, okay? They're giving us stuff to help with misinformation, and we're helping them. And so we're allowed to do this, right? It's not oppressive. It's not censorial at all. It's just voluntary agreements to help save America.
The one thing we do have in place, and I'm not putting a whole lot of solace in this, but I was at the Munich security conference earlier in the year when all 20 of the major social media companies, including TikTok, including Twitter, X, including Facebook, Google, Amazon, you name it, they have all said they would have a voluntary agreement about disinformation and misinformation in elections, because with artificial intelligence, the ability for people to see this, our images here, maybe having words that we don't speak,
Right.
is ought to scare the dickens out of all of us. And the truth is, these 20 companies have guaranteed a voluntary agreement. They'll take on watermarking, which will indicate it, altered content, be willing to take this content down, but the proof's going to be in the pudding.
All right, so I don't know exactly what he's talking about. If he's talking about like AI, fake user-generated stuff, or fake AI-generated stuff, or whatever. But yeah, they're gonna, I think, try to lock down as much as they can again, because nobody's told them that they can't, right? Even when they tell them that they can't do something, like waive student loans with a stroke of a pen, just gone, delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it. You get deleted, you get deleted. Like what? Even when Republicans who were upset about their censoring people who helped win them, the election in 2020, they're gonna go even harder this time around. So we're, bracing for impact, and YouTubers and people on these platforms are all keeping a close eye on this stuff. And we know Tim Pool, had, what was that? He had 2 or 3 videos taken down that were 3 years old retroactively. So everybody's kind of on pins and needles over these next couple of quarters until we get through the election, because they do not want what happened in 2016 to happen again, and they're seemingly circling the wagons around it. So yeah, here's Hillary. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to, here's little Hillary, sorry for this. It says an unwell Hillary goes on a delusional rant. Okay, so here again, they're drawing similarities. Trump is like Putin, Trump is like Xi, and because he's such a dangerous person, that is going to justify whatever they need to do to censor, to silence us, and I guess break the justice system in order to keep, Orange Hitler from taking over again.
Putin does what he would like to do: kill his opposition, imprison his opposition.
Just like you, just like your boss there, Joe.
Drive, journalists and others into exile, rule without any.
So they don't consider people like us journalists, right? They would never say, Rob, we demonetize you for 9 months. So that's sort of a form of, deplatforming, exile, right? If you censor us, if you give us strikes like we got for medical misinformation, for being harmful and dangerous, okay, after January 6th, we weren't even there. What are you talking about? we were just commenting on what was happening, but harmful, what are you talking about, right? Is that not throwing journalism into exile? They did, and we got it easy, man. Like, we just had like a couple of strikes, right? Not a big deal. There were other people that got absolutely destroyed, deplatformed, debanked, like thrown off of the entire society platform because of these people. And then they turn around and say Trump wants to create an environment like that? You guys did it, wacko.
Check or balance. That's what Trump really wants. And so we have to be very conscious of how he sees the world, because in that world, he only sees strongman leaders. He sees Putin, he sees Xi, he sees Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Those are the people he is modeling himself after. And we've been down this road in our, world history. We sure don't want to go down that again. And especially when, my view, having
we're living it, lady,
with Putin and knowing that one of the reasons
we're living it
went after me is because he knew I would, deal with him in an appropriate way, and Trump would basically do whatever he wanted. Putin does.
Yeah, he never put you in jail, Hillary. Okay, he was out there saying lock her up, lock her up. They were saying lock her up, right? All the crowd was chanting it. He never did it. That was just some campaign bluster, right? It was nothing that ever ultimately happened because Trump wasn't interested in wrecking the gears of justice like you guys were, and they just came out and, of course, did it. Maybe he should have, maybe in hindsight, people look back on Trump and they'll say he, missed an opportunity. to really clean house here, and now that opportunity is gone. We'll see. So that's what's cooking over there, 2024. Let's see what the latest live update is over in the courtroom. David Pecker walks in. Oh, he's stepping down from the jury box. He smiled and said hi to Trump's table. Wow. What happened? We're done for the day? What on earth? What on earth? Okay, the judge excuses the jury and tells them to be back at 11 a.m. tomorrow. What on earth? Okay, Pecker testifies. He had the final say on big celebrity stories. Prosecutor, Trump attorney Blanche. Okay, here. David Pecker's sitting there. Government prosecutors asking him questions. Tell me about your work. Do you have email addresses for your work? Yeah, I had two. One was for general work, and another was a private email. You know, anything I didn't want my assistant to see. Otherwise, my assistant handled it. Earlier, he was laughing on the stand a few times when asked to give the last 4 digits of multiple phone numbers. He confused one, but then was proud he remembered another. Prosecutor said, you know, this isn't a quiz. You're just going through your phone numbers. Drawing a loud laugh from Pecker. And so Blanche also laughed at the routine, sitting around, okay. Trump is sitting forward facing Pecker, watching him closely as he testifies, like a Nazi. Trump is expressionless as he looks at David Pecker. Trump is looking directly at David Pecker as he testifies. His face is expressionless. You see why we go with inner city press? Because he just reports what is being said. Everybody else is so obsessed with Trump. His eyes blinked. Tweet it. Faster. Relax, weirdos. All right. Pecker describes the relationship. Prosecutor Steinglass is asking Pecker about Dylan Howard, who was the editor-in-chief at the National Enquirer.
The guy's name is Pecker?
Reported directly to me.
Poor kid. Growing up.
And what kind of work would Pecker do? Well, Howard ran the network of sources for AMI, the company. So what he would do is maintain and cultivate relationships with potential sources. We're the Enquirer. And when it came to juicy stories, how did Howard run those decisions by you? Did he? He says, yeah, he did. Are you guys still in contact? No.
All right, guys.
But it's my understanding.
Thanks for hanging out.
In Australia with the
you have a good day too. I may go live. I don't know. I've got a bunch of appointments scheduled. We'll see if they show up.
Now the judge, I don't know what the heck happened.
If they don't, I may.
Okay.
I may just play catch up today.
Cross-examination.
All right.
Judge is excusing the
Peace.
jury.
Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Said,
thanks for riding with me.
Tomorrow.